Are you someone who always loses the driver out to the right? I can almost guarantee you are doing certain things incorrectly in your goal swing. This video, we're going to reverse them. We're going to flip them, which is going to turn your left to right shot into a beautiful right to left draw. So we need to start with something that's going to influence and control the club face, because if you're someone who loses the ball out to the right, your club face is going to be too open at impact. And do you know what? With this driver, a couple of degrees doesn't sound like a huge amount, but that can cause you to miss fairways. Your hands are the only part of your body to be in contact with the club. Now that's something we can use to our advantage, because if we change how you place your hands on the golf club, that will directly affect what the golf club does through the golf swing. So let me show you what I'd love you to do. We're going to be focused on the top hand grip. Now, when that hand moves too much underneath the golf club, that would be known as a weak grip and something which is likely to have the face open at impact. So wherever your grip is, even if it's neutral, I would like to strengthen it. So you strengthen it by moving in the opposite direction. So I'm going to leave my thumb where it is, open up my hand and turn the palm of my hand a little bit more over on top of the handle. Then when I close my hand around, from my viewpoint, I can see more of the TaylorMade logo here. I can see this knuckle and this knuckle, and it feels as if I've got my hand more twisted on top of the golf club. That will put a little bit more cup in the wrist, but what we're effectively doing is giving you the opportunity to twist the hand almost back to where it was. Look at what it does to the club face. It starts to influence it. So when you have a weak grip, it's very difficult to do that. When we strengthen the grip, it makes it a little bit easier to twist the golf club in this fashion. So simply by making an address change in your grip, a subtle adjustment, might feel strange, but a subtle adjustment there will almost certainly change where the golf club is at impact. The next thing we're going to be doing is something called the Mo Norman drill. I've used this before, I've done videos on this before, you might have seen this. It is, well, it's almost like a little cheat code. It's incredible how this little exercise can completely change your goal swing. Because what we've done so far is influence the club face, but there's other things at play. Most of the people who lose the ball out to the right have an open club face, but they also have the club moving from out to in across the golf ball. And those two together, the recipe for disaster. So what does this Mo Norman drill do? Well, if I take my normal address to this golf ball, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use your upper body, your shoulders and your chest, and you're going to rotate them away from the target a little bit so that the golf club moves along the ground. If I did that a lot, you can see how the golf club would move in this fashion here. So you can see where my shoulders are. They are closed because I use those to move the golf club. That's what we want to do. We don't want to go that extreme, and you can almost play around a little bit with how much of this you need in your golf swing. If you're a real chronic slicer, you might want to use more of this versus someone who maybe just finds the right rough or just misses the fairway on the right hand side. So I'm going to go normal setup. I'm going to use my upper body, rotate it away, and I'm going to start with the club, whatever that is, maybe 6-8 inches behind the golf ball. Again, it's a setup change. And the beauty with this is the more things we can do pre-swing in your setup, the easier those are to manage. You don't have to try and control the golf club at 100 miles an hour in milliseconds. If we can do things at setup, it's much easier to have them increase the chances of you hitting more fairways. So why is that so powerful? What does it do? Well, think about your golf swing. Your golf club moves around your body effectively on a big circle. Slicers tend to have that circle twisted to the left. So they swipe across it, as you already said. That little trick of using your torso and your shoulders to move the club and start from here does two things. It will start to shift your circle more out to the right. Really, really powerful, and almost essential for a slicer to get rid of that shot shape. And a kind of bonus thing, if you like, is it starts to move the lowest part of your swing more behind the golf ball. Now that doesn't necessarily reduce your slice, but it can give you a few more yards. So here we can start to straighten out the drives and maybe pick up a few yards as well. That's a pretty good deal, right? So this is going to be our little exercise. We've got a stronger grip. We've got our Mo Norman drill. If you want to know why it's called the Mo Norman drill, Google Mo Norman, you'll see he started like this. Incredible character, one of the straightest hitters of a golf ball that's ever lived. So this is really powerful. So now we can start to look at a couple of in-swing principles, a couple of in-swing things that we need to reverse. I'd almost guarantee that if you're slicing the ball, your transition will look a little bit like this. You may well make a beautiful backswing, but in transition, you'll have the hands and the club outside and steep. That's one of the biggest factors when it comes to someone swiping across the golf ball, creating that slice. How do we reverse that? We change the relationship between what your body's doing and what your arms are doing. In your backswing, your arms are lifting relative to your torso. If you're not sure how that would fit together, have a look at this. There's my setup. If I lift my arms and only lift my arms, what does that look like? Looks pretty strange, because what I'm doing is I'm lifting my arms relative to my torso. But if I lift them and then add rotation, pretty good, right? So my backswing is made up of some arm lift and some body rotation. On the way down, we have to reverse that. But when we reverse it the wrong way, we get slices. So when we reverse that by going body turn, then arms down, you can see what that's doing to my delivery across the golf ball. So if that was body turn, arms down, and we're saying that's poor, we reverse it. We go arms down, body turn later. So look what happens to the shape of my swing when I do that. We go up, arms down, body turn. Now we get a completely different shape of swing. That will be a golf swing that's coming more from the inside. Now, yes, I exaggerated it a little bit for the purpose of the video, so we don't need it to be quite that extreme, but that's the feeling. So what I like to do is call this the 5 o'clock drill. Imagine you're stood in a clock face, the golf ball is 12, we've got 3 6s behind me. Think about where 5 o'clock would be, maybe 4 o'clock, something like that. Place a golf ball at 5 o'clock. And what you're going to do, very simply, is when you get to the top of your golf swing, you're going to have the sensation that you hold your back facing the target. We don't want this to start a downswing, so we hold our back facing the target, and from there, you try and get your hands down to 5 o'clock. Now, as you're doing that, you will start your body rotation, but I tell you what, it's going to completely change the shape of your downswing. Pop your swing on video, have a look at it. If you're steep, try this, and I'd almost guarantee that within 1, 2, maybe 3 swings max, you'll have a very, very different shape of downswing. So that is the 5 o'clock drill. What that is doing, along with the Mo Norman drill, it's helping your path move more out to the right. We control the face with our grip. There is one element that we need to tackle, and that is how you release the golf club. Slicers, that could well be you, very often hold on to what I call hold on to the golf club. They are almost very reluctant to release it, because if you swing very much to the left and you release it, you're going to hit them 100 yards left, which is no better than 100 yards right. So very often slicers have the lead arm buckling like this through impact. This is an arm which has got 0 rotation. And if I do everything that I've done so far perfectly correct, and buckle my arm like this with the elbow points up towards the sky, I'm probably still going to have that ball finishing in that leg that you can see on the right. So the last little exercise is learning to fold your lead arm. How do I do that? Well, very simply, as I go through the golf ball, so into this area here, I'm going to think elbow down, palm up. Elbow down, palm up. That is not elbow down, palm up. That's the opposite. That's the slicing position. We're going to reverse that. Elbow down, palm up. So as I take my golf club and swing it very slowly, left hand only, elbow down, palm up. What that's doing is it's folding my arm, which is changing the position of the club face. If I show you the opposite, club face points up, club face points down. Slicers don't control the path, don't control the face. So I am, well, 100% confident that if you implement these into your golf swing, you will no longer slice it. You will no longer be looking for golf balls on the right-hand side. You will be hitting draws that land in the fairway, and I think they're going to go a lot further as well.